deadly terror attack in Canada. Like this happened today. It was crazy. There was like a huge shootout, and the video was really, really crazy. And like I seen the whole video, but I can't show it on stream for obvious reasons. So, you know, you can look it up yourself. But I know that the Benny coverage is safe. So
Women
we're going to watch
demand equality with men, but God says no, because I maketh you man and woman, and you're both different, and that's beautiful because you work harmoniously together in my kingdom. I made woman for man, and vice versa. But I don't believe in the Bible, bro. That's the book of Genesis. I don't believe in that, bro. Okay, fine. Do you believe in science? Because here's the science. The science proves that men and women are different. Show average differences in a ton of traits driven by genetics and hormones and evolutionary pressure, stuff you can't ever change. Like men are taller and stronger, heavier, and have better muscle mass, bone density, upper body strength. They have more fast twitch muscle fibers. Men have bigger hearts and lungs and higher hemoglobin than women. We're 40 to 50% stronger.
Yeah, just learn magic, women. Just learn magic.
Okay. Women often show better fatigue resistance.
Do you even know magic?
Muscle context. Okay, cool. Obviously, a ton of other different characteristics. Men have thicker skin, literally and metaphorically. Different finger length ratios. Cool. Cognitive differences. There are a ton of different cognitive differences between men and women. Spatial, visuospatial. Men tend to outperform on mental rotation. Verbal. Women have better verbal fluency. Men are better at math. Women are better at memory and perception. It's fine. It doesn't make greater or lesser than. It just means that you can't treat them as equal. It means that if men have all these physical advantages over women, then you shouldn't be playing a man in a woman's sport. Cruelty of putting some mentally ill goblin out there to go beat up women. It's evil.
Yo, that's racist against goblins.
And it also probably means that in extremely physical and demanding and high-stress jobs, you should be very cautious about who you're putting into those roles, no matter who they are. But you should certainly.
Well, the thing is like a lot of jobs that are like law enforcement, they require a lot of physical strength. And you know, I keep saying this, like I've said this before. I actually don't care if it's a man or a woman. I just care if it's the best person. And if there's going to be a standard that is equal for both men and women, and that standard is actually a good standard, like it's not like nerfed specifically to allow for women. I think there should just be an objective standard of like what they need to do for the job, and that's what it should be. But they always give like women a pass, always like lower the bar for women to join, and that has really bad consequences, right? Like, you know, if you're in a situation, for instance, right, where you have a dude who's being rowdy, and then you have like a woman cop that is trying to do something about that. She can't. She like literally can't. Like if it's like a big dude, she can't do anything about it. Well, like there is of course like the case that like there might be a dude that can't do it as well, but the woman is going to be worse off than the dude for sure. It's like not even close either. And I explained this before. I didn't really understand how big the differences were until I had to move a couch. Where like me and my mom were struggling to move a couch, and like we had a dude at the house, and the dude was like, "What are you trying to do?" And we're like, "We're trying to move this couch." And he's like, "I got this." And he just like picked it up, and I was like, "What the fuck?" It was like me and my mom trying to pick up the couch with like those straps, you know, like those straps you put like under it, and then like it goes up and wraps around your forearms. You know what I mean? Like you have all of like the mechanical tools, and dude just picked up the couch.
Advisement, some of the natural capacities and abilities of a man versus a woman in a ton of different jobs, like who's going to go down to the sewers, and who's going to work these construction jobs, and who's going to work the extremely scary mining jobs or oil rig jobs.
And again, like, you know, it's really nothing against women, right? Like it's not. And this is the thing, is they'll say like, oh, this is like really misogynistic or whatever, but like, is it really? We're just speaking of reality. Like, I would think differently. Like, okay, listen, like there's a lot of situations in which I'd think differently. So I'll give you some good examples. Let's say we did have magic, and let's say that you could use magic to enforce your hands and then like your arms and then pick up a car. Then okay, I wouldn't really care, right? If a woman was in that job, or if we had like cyberpunk and we had you got chromed out or something, and like a woman who got like totally chromed out and she could pick up whatever, then sure, like it doesn't matter in that case either. Or if we lived in like a Pokemon world where everybody was using like summon my Snorlax, have him pick it up, then there's no problem. But we don't live in those worlds. We live in like on like Earth, which doesn't have these things. So again, like it's, I can point to several circumstances, several different scenarios, like if you were to change the factors in which it wouldn't be the case. But again, we live in reality. Reality doesn't have those factors. So it's just unfortunate.
Jobs where women are physically not strong enough. The average woman absolutely not strong enough to do. Is policing one of those jobs? I don't know. That's what everyone's debating today on the internet. Montreal shooting leaves officer, civilian, and suspect dead. Okay, what happened? In Montreal, oh, I thought there was no gun crime in Canada. I thought Canada was so liberal.
Yeah, what the hell? I thought they have no guns in Canada. What's going on
Will
here?
never be killed by a gun again. Police officer was shot dead in Montreal on Monday. It's horrible, tragedy. I'm not trying to make light of it.
Yeah, the video is brutal, by the way, if you haven't seen it. If you're very squeamish, I wouldn't recommend watching it. It's very
saying that you create these gun-free zones and these gun-free societies, and this stuff keeps happening. It's actually better for.
Wait, what? Bupela says, Leaflit, I was chased by a madman earlier today. It was bizarre. Wait, what? What happened, bro? What the hell? That's crazy, dude.
For everyone to be armed. A very peaceful and polite society is where everyone's armed.
The thing that can happen is happening again. I know, right?
A local officer this is the first time a local officer was killed in the line of duty in a quarter of a century. A civilian was also killed, and another officer was injured. A male suspect was shot and killed right away. Montreal police chief said they believed to have acted alone. Shooting began a busy part of the city. Historically, a large Jewish population. A witness saw a gun sticking out of a window, heard shots, and called police. But here's what happened, man. An officer was shot dead by the gunman, but then a bystander was shot dead by the police officer, a female police officer. Suspected gunman neutralized by authorities following a Monday shooting that left a police officer and a citizen dead. Here's the sad part about it.
Okay, guys, I have a question. All right, hear me out. I think there's a logical path for this, okay? Can you say that a person who is so AI is our best chance of like creating some kind of crazy technology for like cyberware or something like that, where men could then be physically as strong, women can be as physically strong as men, right? If we had cyberware, right? Here's the question. What's our best chance to get to that? So if a person is anti-AI, can you say that they're misogynistic? Oh, actually, you could say that with trans stuff too. You could say that AI is the best way to actually have a situation in which trans people can have like the bodies that they want. So like, isn't that also anti-trans to be anti-AI? What do you think? Can I call all of the anti-AI people transphobic and misogynistic? What do you think? Can I? I think it's fair.
Is that the citizen?
I should, dude. I'm gonna start doing it.
Video shot by the actual female police officer who was hiding and cowering for her life.
Can't argue with that logic.
A very stressful
right?
situation. She just watched her partner get shot, but then she got spooked by an innocent bystander inside of a cafe.
He was a flash, but tripped and fell on his neck.
Anyway,
oh my God! What the fuck?
All available video popped up and shot him.
Yeah, so if you didn't see the video, I'll tell you what happened, okay? So if you look at this picture here, so the gunman is to the right. Here, let's see if we can if you can see my cursor here. So the gunman was like over here, like far away though. Like imagine he's like about 4 screen lengths to the right, behind cover. This guy here is trying to run away. This is a civilian. The guy in the black shirt is a civilian. This is a female cop. So the female cop's partner got shot. See this blood here on the ground? It's I think that's blood. I don't know. But anyway, the male cop who was her partner got shot. And then this guy is like running away from the assailant. The female cop ducks for cover, sees this guy standing there, gets spooked, and just fucking caps him. Like, she literally just got spooked and just like looked up, saw the guy there, like just no presence of mind, and just fucking blasted him.
Got spooked by an innocent bystander inside of a cafe. And according to all
died, by the way.
Available video, popped up and shot him. Female cop just executed a random bystander.
You can watch the video. It's very, very clear. Like, it's not like, this isn't like a we don't know situation. This isn't a situation of we don't have, the footage is really grainy. No, it's crystal clear from 2 angles.
Trying to get away from the shooter. And when the real shooter came, she fled, leaving 2 people dead because of her incompetence. What the hell are we even doing allowing female police officers? This is the commentary on the internet right now.
Oh, really?
And there's multiple video angles showing this happening. I'm not going to show the video right now. You can find it online. There's rules against graphic violence and death. Feel free to go look. I mean, you can find it here. Breaking 911. This is a really big account. It's got millions of followers, and you can find the video. The video captures so much wrong with modern era. White man has hit some sort of breaking point, and he's shooting cops. Male cop was shot first. Girl cop completely useless. Bystander gets up to leave to get away from the from the danger, and the girl cop shoots him because she's jumpy and freaking out.
She was like, classic panicking, like XCOM panicking. You know, like in XCOM when you have like those people that are like low willpower or whatever, and then they just like freak out and start shooting people. That was literally what happened. Like, you just imagine like the XCOM thing where it's literally the same thing.
At the first opportunity, even though the shooter is closing in on her. This is, of course,
thank you for the bits. Thank you.
Purely visible in the actual footage. Entire time, Star Wars.
I saw it. Totally knee-jerk reaction. No thought, only fear. Yeah.
People are rambling in some foreign language. You're living through the collapse. You should start acting like it. Ugh. Female cop executes a bystander at point-blank range while trying to hide from a mass shooter. Countries that already banned most guns. What else can you say, really? It's all the facts that you really need here.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy. Right, the entire scenario is crazy, really. Yeah, what more is there to say? Country bans guns, and then there's still a mass shooting, and then female police officer shoots random dude.
It's a really tough look and a really sad situation. Obviously, female Montreal officer appears to have allegedly shot and killed a civilian during a shootout with a gunman. You can see it from multiple angles. It's really horrifying to see. And should you rethink based on the differences between men and women in certain roles, especially roles that are deadly? Woman shoots bystander trying to escape, immediately gets shot.
I think here's like the thing though, is like this specific, I'm trying to be like fair here, trying to be logical, right? There's two different things going on here. So like one, in this like very specific case, like, is it possible like a dude could have panicked like that? Like, I think so. I don't really think it's a unique thing to women to panic in like a situation like that, right? And that's like one thing, right? That's this specific scenario. It's like the person wasn't cut out for the job regardless of like what their gender was, right? Whatever. But there's a second thing here that we don't really talk about. And the second thing is, in the case in which physical force needs to actually be used, men can exert the physical force way better. The problem with women and weak people, not just women, weak people in general, being cops,
who the fuck
is that
is Leaflit?
They have to exert more deadly force than a person who isn't powerful. And the reason why is because if there's ever a struggle or something like that, a weaker person must resort to deadly force faster because they don't have the ability to contain the situation physically, right? So in the case that like a woman is being attacked by a person, or they're in a struggle, like a conflict, where they're wrestling for something, like a gun, for example, right? That could be like a case in which like a person tries to take a gun from a police officer. Now they're wrestling over the gun. There's like no control over it. The weaker person has no choice but to immediately escalate force into deadly force. Whereas a strong person can like actually push the guy off. He has more time and more leverage to utilize other things. So that's like the problem with having like women cops. And like, not only that too, is like their ability to actually just enact physical force in not even a combat sense, but like in a utility sense, right? Like dragging a person away, moving quickly from like point A to point B, maneuvering obstacles, like all of these things, right? There's so many things that, so many factors here when it comes specifically to law enforcement. And again, law enforcement is specifically a job in which like the seconds matter, right? The time actually matters. This isn't like, a desk job or like, moving or, a construction job or something where like, you can carefully move something from point A to point B. You're constantly under time pressure in a lot of these situations. And then if you have a person, then again, that is like too weak to actually enact force, it creates very, very dangerous situations. So again, in this specific case, the take here is, in this specific case, is this really like a unique thing to women that she panicked? I don't think so. But people will see it, like no matter what, and this is just the facts of the matter, is like no matter what, people are going to see this and be like, women, right? Because, I mean, she is a woman and she is kind of representing women in the profession. And you know, because we've already set up like all of these lower standards for women to be in these professions, that people are already kind of skeptical, sort of like DEI, right? It has like that kind of makes you a little bit skeptical. Oh, I see. Did this, you know, it's the same thing when there's like a plane crash or something, right? And it's like the person was this race, and it's like, oh, I see. DEI hire, am I right? Right? It always turns into that, right? So again, I don't know if it's like necessarily like her being a woman that was like the factor here that caused this to happen. Because this was like a gun shootout. This wasn't even like really a physical thing. This was like she had a mental issue basically, right? So I mean, there are things that you could say is like that women, maybe they're not as mentally strong, which is possible. Like, I don't know the answer to that. But I don't know. It's something that we should look into and talk about. But the other fact still stands, which is not really something you can get around.
Shot herself by the
Not
actual
right now,
shooter
at
as
least.
she's trying to flee. Women shouldn't be police officers, and it's honestly ridiculous that we've deluded ourselves into thinking they're suited for roles like this in society. Future generations are going to look back at us as insane ideologues who are unwilling to say the obvious because it violated progressive
Men do make
religious
better
beliefs.
pilots.
That's exactly.
See, like my take on it though is that there should just be an objective standard. It should be like, you have to be this good at being a pilot, or you have to be this good at, you know, your function. And the only other cases, I guess, is that you could say that like in the military specifically, that there might be some issues with battlefield judgment in terms of when women are involved, because that actually is a thing, like psychologically, where men will kind of freak out when a woman is in danger, and they'll make irrational decisions because a woman is present. And I think that is definitely like a psychological thing that should be factored in. I mean, there's nothing you could do about that, really. Like, even if in that case it's not the woman's fault, it's still like provides a negative effect in a realm in which we need maximum effectiveness, right? Like these jobs specifically, like paramedics, paramedics, firefighters, police, military. These are specific jobs that require maximum effectiveness, because if you're not maximally effective, people die. Same thing with like surgeons too, right? Maximal effectiveness should be the standard.
Our ancestors knew better, though. We're finding footage of the attack in Montreal. What is to be said here? Well, nothing more than what Sam Hyde has to say about this whole situation. Sam Hyde vindicated about female cops yet again. What an absolute S show. Female cop, male cop, the Parkland shooting, just remember that, the school shooting here in Florida. This is the kind of stuff that makes your blood boil, because these officers who won't engage and who run away, like, we pay them these handsome salaries, we train them. And then
Guys, I think my next video is going to be about fuck the government. Like, actually, like, I think the governments have been shown to be so fucking incompetent that I think it's time for I think it's time to, you know, the fuck the government song. I think it's time to release it. Like, actually
put a gun in their hand, and then you say, go get the bad guys, and they run from the danger. And then people get killed. In Parkland, it was a bunch of children. And they could have, that male cop could have stopped all the children from getting slaughtered. This female cop led to the death of an innocent civilian because of her jumpiness and being scared. And there are just some people that are not cut out for these professions. They are not brave. They are not strong. And I think it's okay that we say that. Here's Sam Hyde saying exactly that.
If you ever catch the of a female cop, hope you wore your bulletproof vest. Hope you got your vest on, man. I'm praying for you, unironically. You ever catch the eye of a female cop? Man, I hope you wore your vest. And I am praying for you, because that gun on her waist at some point is going to accidentally go off.
Holy shit.
Okay? She's going to draw it out thinking it's a taser. She's going to have her finger on the trigger before she...
That actually happened. There was a case in which a female cop drew her gun thinking it was her taser and shot a guy in the face.
She's ready to fire.
That actually happened.
She's going to do this because you didn't put your hands up fast enough or whatever. Something you did made her feel threatened. You're taller than her. She feels threatened for her life. She's a
because
female.
she has less power.
The only recourse she has physically is to shoot you.
Exactly.
And I just hope that if you ever get pulled over by a woman, you're wearing a fucking bulletproof vest and a Kevlar helmet.
Holy crap, dude. Man, that's too bad. Again, I don't know necessarily if it was her being a woman that led to that guy dying, but she sure as hell wasn't ready for that position, is what I'll say.